Hello everyone, my name is Ben Lukomski and this is my presentation on how to use Google Earth in a classroom. So you might be wondering, how could you even use Google Earth as a classroom tool? You might actually be surprised at the number of ways that Google Earth can be a super useful visual aid in a class such as social studies. Google Earth can allow students to gain a better geographical understanding of historic events. It can help them visualize geographic relationships, and it allows them to see important landmarks without ever having to leave the classroom. So in order to get started on Google Earth, you will need to go to earth.google.com. Once you're there, you'll need to log into your Google account or create one if you do not have one. And once you do, you'll be brought to this screen. To get started creating a presentation, you'll just need to click that new button up in the top left corner, and that is going to open up the map for you. So once you are here, you're going to search for whatever location it is that you want to add in this search bar that's up in the top left-hand corner. And then once you do that, Google Earth is going to fly you to whatever location you want to add. Once you're ready to add this location, you can click Save to Project down here in the bottom left of this information box that's on the right side of the screen. And that will add this location over to the map contents on the left side of the screen, which will look something like this. So as you can see, that location has been added over on the left, and a different window has opened on the right that gives you an opportunity to customize, such as whether you want to change the size of the icon, if you want to change the color of the icon. And this is also where you're going to be able to add your own text and images to that information box that we saw on the previous slide. So description is where you go to add the text, and media is where you would go to add your own image. Unfortunately, on the current version of Google Earth, there is a bug right now that when you add your own custom description and your own custom image, neither of them show up when you go through the presentation. So in the demonstration, I will of course show how to do that. However, it is not going to be showing up on the slideshow. So here is a Google Earth project that I have already started working on. This is a tour of United States landmarks. And here they are. You can see them scattered across the map here. So I do believe that there is one missing, my personal favorite landmark, and I've already searched it up. It is the Statue of Liberty up here in the top left. So once I do that, it is going to fly me over to where the Statue of Liberty is located. And there is an information box over here with Google's description and a image from Google. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Save to Project to add it as the next stop on my landmark tour. I'm going to change the icon size to be extra large, so it's the same size as all the other ones to maintain consistency and also so that it's easier to see. I'm going to make the color a little bit more on theme. And then under More Settings, I'm actually also going to change the label size to be large, so it's the same size as all the other ones as well. Here is where you would go to add your own description and your own image. So you would click on Update, and then here is those two options for that. So here in the description box, you could type Statue of Liberty, and then you can add some facts below there. It was gifted from France in 1884. It's originally copper in color, and then you can add whatever other text that you want to below here, and it will show up just like the text for this one did. And scrolling down just a little bit is where the media one goes once you add a description, so you can add your own image as well. So I'm going to upload an image file. I have a picture of the Statue of Liberty here. And then as you can see, it will show up just below there. And in a perfect world, it would show up for you, but it's not going to on our presentation, unfortunately. So once you click on Slideshow, it will take you to the beginning of your slideshow. So I have it starting with this nice overhead view of the US, and then it will take us to the White House. And this is unfortunately not my own description. This is from Google. This is the one that Google Earth will load by default just because the custom ones do not show up. The next one will fly us over to Independence Hall, and you can click on these images to blow them up so that your entire classroom can get a good look at the images, and it gives you a pretty good variety of them. Of course, it would be ideal to have your own added there. This will fly us over to Mount Rushmore next, and then it will fly us down to the Grand Canyon. And then, of course, it will fly us over to the one that we just added, the Statue of Liberty. But like I said before, there is that bug that does not allow our own custom information to show over here. So Google Earth is a great visual aid. It's good for, like I said, seeing landmarks. You can go all over the US to see landmarks. You can go all over the world to see landmarks. It's good for learning world capitals, things of that nature. It's also good for learning important geographical information about historic events. So something like in an older classroom learning about World War II, you could learn about battles such as Pearl Harbor in Hawaii compared to the battles in Japan in the Pacific Theater and the battles in Europe during World War II. And it'll also allow you to demonstrate geographic relationships for something such as the triangular trade between Europe and Western Africa and the Americas. So there's a lot of ways that you can use Google Earth to keep a classroom engaged and to allow them to have a better geographic understanding of a lot of things that are going on in that class. So I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation, and I hope that you've taken something away to be able to use Google Earth in a classroom setting.